Do you sometimes wonder whether or not the Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot is actually worth the time it takes to get it? Maybe you think that perhaps it's a waste of time that could be spent better farming more runes, or maybe you just think that it's better, but you're not really sure. Put these foolish worries to rest. This item is worth the time it takes to farm, and I'll prove it. But first, don't forget to leave a like so that YouTube knows that this is actually a good guide. Once you get the cookbook from Patches, there are 3 ingredients that you will need to craft a single Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot, and I recommend crafting about 10 at a time. The first thing you will need is roa fruit, and the best place to farm them is jarbug, mostly just because jarbug gives you a lot of other useful flowers while you're at it, because these things are absolutely everywhere. I was able to get 63 roa fruit in 168 seconds, and since I used 3 of these at a time, it cost me an additional 8 seconds per Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. And this will be a number that we add to our testing later. The next thing you will need are golden fireflies. Fast travel to the isolated merchant's shack and run up to this pond. There are 11 fireflies for the taking, so you will only need to do the cycle once for a 30-minute rune grind, if you have that kind of patience. This will add on an extra 6.09 seconds per use. Now, there is going to be a large variance in how much time it will take to get the final ingredient. The best way to farm for 4-toed fowl feet is to go down to the 4th Church America and jump down to the beach. Ideally, you'll have the Silver Scarab Talisman that you can get here near the end of the game, as it'll help your RNG. So why does it matter? Well, you're gonna need to start killing birds and taking their feet. And for some reason, if you're not lucky, they don't have feet. But I tested with and without it, and the absolute worst results that I got resulted in 3 feet per minute, which adds on roughly 20 seconds per use. Finally, we can test how many runes we get using the Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot and the Golden Scarab, of course, and compare those results to those of just using the talisman. We see that it increases our runes per second from 2,579 to 3,579. But that's before factoring in the extra time. Taking our absolute worst results and even adding the time it took to get roa fruit, which honestly you probably will not need to do, we get a new adjusted RPS of 3044.75, which is in fact higher than the RPS you would get by not using the Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot. Meaning that even in the least optimal scenarios, it is plainly obvious that the Gold-Pickled Fowl Foot is in fact worth its weight in runes. This will be the last of 3 rune farm videos unless something changes within the game itself. If you have any questions about Elden Ring that you would like to have answered, do not be afraid to leave a comment and ask, otherwise subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Later.